With Core 3 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime having just ended, we are now heading towards the final phase of the story arc. For years, fans have been wondering why Ryuken Ishida didn't have more of an expanded role within the final arc of Bleach. So far, the anime has done quite a lot of justice to the Ishida household, as we have several new flashback scenes involving Soken, Uryu, and Ryuken. Over the 3 cores, we see several different scenes, from Uryu questioning Ryuken about Yhwach, to Uryu reading the journal of Soken Ishida before he had enlisted into the Sternritter, and in Core 3 we saw some incredible anime exclusive fight scenes involving Uryu where he had fought against Ichigo, as well as an all new fight with Renji. For the finale of Core 3 we had seen Ryuken and Isshin standing at the grave of Kanai Katagiri. This is a very powerful moment which I believe has deliberately been placed at the end of Core 3, which is set up for what's to come in Core 4. The anime has carefully included some new story points connecting to the Ishida family, how this branch of the Quincy linked to the power of the Soul King via Mimihagi, who governs over stillness. Now this connection with the Ishida family and Mimihagi runs deeper than just the still silver arrowhead, and I believe that the anime is setting us up for some insane reveals involving Ryuken's character during the final battle of the Thousand Year Blood War arc. Via the new scenes and lines of dialogue that we're getting in the anime, we're beginning to understand Ryuken's role as the last pure-blooded Quincy who is still following the traditional ways of Soken Ishida. So in this video, I'll be breaking down everything that there is to know about Ryuken, including all of the new scenes that we have involving his character. Hopefully by analysing all of this material, we can understand how Pyro Films and Kubo will expand upon the role of Ryuken in Core 4. Be sure to stick around to the very end of the video, as I'll be talking about how Ryuken's relationship with Uryu can be improved upon here, as well as how Ryuken may be getting an anime exclusive fight scene, and how via his character we may be learning some new lore about the Quincy. So without further delay, let's dive into my video theorizing Ryuken's expanded role for Core 4 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime. We got really tired of the same old boring anime shirts, so we decided to launch Getsuga.com with the aim of creating designs inspired by our favorite anime and manga. We came up with designs that look cool and represent all of our favorite stories. Check out the latest Instinct collection, which features some amazing designs like this Frosted Heavens design inspired by Toshiro Hitsugaya, or this Instinct design inspired by Hollow Ichigo, and my personal favorite, which is the Heart design, which was inspired by Ukiura Shifa. Do not miss out, go to Getsuga.com and wear your favorite stories. Within the manga, Ryuken is introduced as a cold father who rejects his Quincy heritage. Back when Uryu was a young boy, Ryuken had told him that protecting the dead was meaningless compared to saving the lives of the living. This is because Ryuken had believed that there is no money to be made in saving the dead from hollows. Now beneath this harsh exterior, we quickly learn the deeper motivations of Ryuken and why he is the way that he is, via the role that he plays in the Arrancar arc to help Uryu regain his powers, and then all of the information that we learn about his past from the Everything But the Rain flashback. Now think about Ryuken's underground training facility and the Quincy crosses that are on his tie. These are subtle indications that he hasn't abandoned the tradition of the Quincy. The way that he restores Uryu's powers after the Soul Society arc wasn't just a father helping his son, this was something that required intense amounts of training and precise knowledge of Quincy abilities in order to pull off. This suggests that Ryuken had never truly abandoned his heritage as a Quincy, but rather he has taken a different path to preserve it, as he isn't outwardly expressing his pride as a Quincy. Soken Ishida's journal becomes critical during the anime version of the Thousand Year Blood War arc. These are the historical recounts of Uryu's grandfather, and within this journal it explains the shift that had happened between the traditional Quincy values versus Yhwach's progressive Quincy. Now when Ryuken tells Uryu that the journal will not provide the answers that he seeks, it's because the truth lies in understanding what each member of the Ishida family had decided to protect. The manga hints that Ryuken's rejection of Quincy ways was actually a calculated effort to shield Uryu from the inevitable conflict with Yhwach, knowing the devastating price of Asvalen through the death of Kanai Katagiri. Ryuken has a major motive to battle Yhwach in the Thousand Year Blood War arc, as he would be able to get revenge for his late wife and conclude his character arc where throughout the story he has remained secretive about his Quincy heritage, but in the final arc he dons his Quincy powers with pride and waits for the perfect moment to join the counterattack against Yhwach, who of course is the greatest threat to both his family and the true legacy of the Quincy, as the Ishida family reject the ways phase of Yhwach and his Sternritter. Now, the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime has strategically expanded upon Ryuken's role via some carefully placed new scenes which help us to better understand his character. Now, beginning in Cour 1, we witness Ryuken discovering Uryu searching through their family archives, leading to a tense encounter about the Vandenreich's invasion of Hueco Mundo. This early edition establishes that Ryuken possessed crucial knowledge about Yhwach's return long before he had revealed it to his son. In Cour 3, we see Ryuken standing at the grave of Kanai Katagiri, which was an anime exclusive edition, and also for the finale of Cour 3, we had learned that Ryuken had conducted an autopsy on his wife, which is the reason why Uryu does not want to become a doctor. Ryuken had conducted the autopsy in order to retrieve the Silver of Stillness, which is a clot that forms within the heart of an Ashvalin victim. I absolutely love that the anime included that scene of Ryuken and Isshin standing at the grave of Kanai. Both of them have a shared trauma. They had lost their wives at the hands of Yhwach. This one moment has already dramatically improved their very brief appearance in the manga, where they had literally appeared for 2 scenes, and the purpose was to just hand over the still silver arrowhead to Uryu. With this minor addition, we can see that both of them were preparing behind the scenes for the final conflict against Yhwach. Now, the anime also makes a major change in Cour 3, and this is by removing the collapsed chips plotline. This was one of the weaker aspects of the manga version of the final arc. So Uryu had created these collapsed chips from the Sanrei glove of Ryuken Ishida. He had planted these chips all across Vaharvelt in an attempt to detonate the fortress, believing that Yhwach would somehow be defeated if he were to have fallen from the height of the royal palace down to the Serite, which is a very ridiculous plan. Thankfully, the anime does away with this, as it's replaced with Uryu stating that the blood of his mother and grandfather runs through his body, hinting that his new plan that's going to be revealed in Cour 4 is deeply linked to the Ishida lineage. This suggests that the approach to the final battle against Yhwach is going to be very different, and it's most certainly going to be utilizing Ryuken's character in a better way, instead of him just turning up and handing Uryu the arrowhead and letting him get on with it. Via all of the additions that we've had so far in the anime, it does seem as though it's building towards an expanded role for Ryuken. I want him to be an active participant in the final attack against Yhwach. Hopefully he can fight alongside Isshin, because there is plenty of room for anime exclusive scenes, especially if over 57% of Cour 4 is going to include anime exclusive content, as this equates to over 7 episodes worth of new material or 40 chapters worth of new manga content. In an earlier video that I made on the channel, I had explored this ultimate theory about the Quincy, how I believe that the Ishida family's traditional ways is linked to Mimihagi, who governs over stillness. The anime has been very subtly hinting at this with some anime exclusive scenes, like when we see the pattern of Mimihagi appear on the back of Uryu's hand back when he had first utilized his Volstandig against Senjumaru. In contrast to the values of the traditional Quincy, Yhwach's Quincy align with progress, thus explaining why Pernida had aligned with Yhwach. There's this ongoing theme within the Quincy of stillness versus progress. Yhwach and his soldiers had embraced evolution through acquiring their Volstandig. The Ishida family had maintained their traditional ways by sticking to outdated techniques like lead steel. If you want to learn more about my ultimate Quincy theory, then definitely check that video out, as I theorize how Ryuken may have his very own innate shrift, which is not derived from the blood of Yhwach. This is very important because Ryuken's arsenal of abilities and his complete moveset may well be revealed if he does end up having an expanded role within Cour 4 and he has his very own exclusive fight scene. At the heart of Ryuken's character is a profound truth which Ryuken Ishida had understood but had never directly revealed to Uryu when he was a boy. This was when Uryu had expressed his frustrations with his father to his grandfather. As the story continues, we quickly learn how Ryuken has a desire to protect his family. There are some really interesting parallels with Ryuken and Isshin's lives. Both of them are practicing doctors, they had lost their wives to Yhwach, and they both maintain these facades of normalcy while preparing for revenge against the Quincy. What's even more amazing is that both of them trust their sons, allowing them to fight on their behalf, and I just think that there is something so beautiful about that, highlighting the strong themes of family which exist within the Kurosaki and Ishida family. In the manga, when Ryuken passes the still silver arrowhead to Uryu, it represents more than just him giving him a weapon. It's an acknowledgement of Uryu's growth and a final admission that he trusts him. The arrowhead was formed from the death of Kanai Katagiri and is a symbol of both vengeance and protection. It links 3 generations of the Ishida family who are in opposition to Yhwach's goal. So this is the emotional core of Ryuken's role in the final arc. So any new additions that will be made will be expanding and improving upon these themes which have been established within the manga. We already have a very strong foundation, and this is what has me excited for the anime exclusive editions in Cour 4. With Ryuken and Isshin arriving within Varavelt way ahead of schedule, they are definitely going to be getting in on some of the action against the Quincy. It would be amazing to see both of them fighting together, or if they split off and Isshin helps Ichigo battle against Yhwach and Ryuken assists Uryu to fight Hashwald. Or alternatively, they may be helping in the battle against Gerard or Askin, or there may be an entirely new anime exclusive threat which is introduced in Cour 4 that Isshin and Ryuken have to deal with. Whatever new additions are included with their characters, it needs to seamlessly integrate Ryuken giving the arrowhead to Uryu. Maybe Ryuken will help Uryu in firing the arrowhead against Yhwach, as he may serve as a distraction, possibly clashing with Yhwach as Uryu fires the arrowhead. This would be a very unique moment where we see some father and son cooperation, and it would serve as the culmination of years of character development for both Uryu and Ryuken. The anime just needs to take Ryuken's role as a supporting player to someone who is a crucial participant in the final fight. Whatever the case may be, Cour 4 is definitely going to give us more information about the lore of the Quincy, is going to enhance the original ending of the manga. Nobody was expecting to see Ryuken and Isshin arrive within Varavelt at the end of Cour 3, and again, I have to link it back to that scene of Isshin and Ryuken standing at the grave of Kanai Katagiri. They are cooking up something very special behind the scenes, and I'm honestly really looking forward to what we're going to be getting in Cour 4. Kubo said it himself in a recent TikTok live that we're going to be getting entire episodes from start to finish, which will consist of never before seen content. It will leave fans who are very familiar with the manga feeling shocked and exclaiming that they have never seen this stuff before. So what are your thoughts about all of the anime exclusive editions involving the Ishida family? Do you think we'll be getting even more Soken Ishida flashback scenes? It would be fascinating to see the moment that he had abandoned Yhwach and his Quincy and had stolen all of those items. And how does Mimihagi play into all of this? Is Mimihagi actually linked to the still silver arrowhead? And do you think that Ryuken and Isshin will have some anime exclusive fight scenes in Cour 4, considering that the anime has brought that appearance on the battlefield forward in the story? We only have 25.5 chapters that are left from the manga to adapt into the final core of the anime. This features some of the most rushed content in the entire story, so I can almost guarantee that we are going to be getting new scenes involving Ryuken and Isshin. Let me know all of your thoughts about Ryuken's expanded role within the 1000-Year Blood War arc anime, and what additions do you theorize will be made with this character in Cour 4. If you have enjoyed this video, then check out my ultimate Quincy theory, where I expand upon a lot of the stuff that I've briefly mentioned within this video. I look forward to reading all of your thoughts, and lastly, thanks for making it to the end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next Bleach video.
A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.